Right now, though, we have a warning from car experts for anyone shopping for a used car. Odometer rollbacks are on the rise. Carfax says these scams involve sellers tampering with odometer readings to make it look like the car has fewer miles.
WCNC Charlotte's Jane Monreal spoke to a buyer who says this happened to him, and now he's asking, where's the money?
Tran now has a 2015 Honda Odyssey sitting in his driveway after finding it on Facebook Marketplace back in February. He negotiated with the seller and ended up paying $10,600. The price he paid would have been good if the minivan really had the 140,000 miles as seen on the odometer, but the Carfax report said differently. With 3 young children and his father-in-law now living with them in their Mint Hill home, Tran was looking for a minivan, reliable but affordable.
Could never afford a new one with our financial status, and so that's why Facebook Marketplace.
Tran says it was easy to reach the seller, who asked to meet in front of a grocery store.
He was very responsive. He was very nice and professional at first. You pick that up on how responsive the seller is.
The asking price? Almost $14,000. Tran says for the heck of it, he countered with a lowball number of $10,600.
I was just surprised. That was a small flag, so I went home, I shared it with my wife, and then I asked for a VIN number through a text message. He gave it to me.
Tran says the Carfax history showed a clean maintenance record.
And we did not want the car to get sold quick, so we wanted to jump on it.
When they met again for the exchange, he says a man claiming to be the seller's uncle then convinced Tran they didn't need to get the title notarized since the car came from a dealer in South Carolina.
I realized later on is that the seller's name is nowhere on the paperwork.
Not only that, Tran says he looked closer at the Carfax history. Something was off. And according to Carfax, it was the mileage in the little window in the middle of the speedometer.
This car has about 200,000 miles on it, not what the speedometer said. Speedometer said 132, so they dial like 1/3 down, and that's when my world shattered, because that was all of our budget.
Patrick Olson from Carfax says more and more scammers are exploiting the demand for used cars by rolling back the mileage with a device that costs a few $100s.
Because they know that on average they can get about $4,000 extra value out of that used car.
Olson says North Carolina is one of the states hit especially hard by this kind of scam.
Yeah, Carfax estimates that there are about 49,000 cars across North Carolina that have a rollback odometer, about 16,000 of those in the greater Charlotte area.
For Tran, in a worst-case scenario, he says the van stopped running not long after he forked over the cash. Tran contacted the seller, who told him that he would reimburse Tran the $900 worth of repairs it needed. Tran says he's still waiting.
The situation has been pretty gloomy.
Olson from Carfax says in North Carolina, when you buy a car, there is no grace period. You can't give it back. But adds if you feel you are a victim of a scam or fraud, file a complaint with the North Carolina Attorney General's office. Back to you.
Jane, thanks for that reporting.